And before we actually hop into opening day, let's take a look at what the Major League roster looks like for our 2020 San Francisco Giants. Right in front of your faces, you've got the right-handed pitching lineup. Carlos Gonzalez hitting fourth, playing right field. He platoons in right field only against righties. And then against lefties, you got Tyler Austin in right field, while Evan Longoria is in the lineup playing first base because Schimpf plays against righties and lefties. In the rotation, you got a 1-5 of Derek Rodriguez, Jeff Samardzija, Tyler Anderson, Johnny Cueto, and Brandon Beachy. And in the bullpen, you've got a closer of Reyes Maranta, Mark Melanson's the setup. Middle relievers are Holland, Gott, Beatty, and Scott, and then the long reliever is Josh James. It is time to kick off the 2020 regular season. Opening day here, Giants-Rockies at Coors Field. Rockies opening day starter is the left-hander in Kyle Freeland. Made 33 starts for the Rockies last season in a very good season, while Derek Rodriguez, the son of Ivan Rodriguez, is making the start for the Giants. Rockies lineup, of course, led by the 3-4 of Blackmon and Arenado, while the Giants have the returning 2-3 of Posey and Schimpf. So bottom half of the second inning, and Daniel Murphy is going to hit a ball into left center field that'll get down into the gap. Easy double for Daniel Murphy, the hitting machine on this Rockies team. So runner on second base brings up David Dahl, who's going to hit a ball that gets right in front of Robbie Grossman for a base knock. So runners on the corners with one out. Brings up Brendan Rodgers, hits a ground ball to shortstop Crawford. They try to turn two, but they cannot turn the second. So Rodgers reaches on a fielder's choice, and the run comes in to score. 1-0. Rockies is the score. But then Robinson Chirinos draws a walk. Also, the opposing pitcher, Kyle Freeland, draws a walk. So it's bases juiced for Trevor Story, but he would pop up to deep left center field. It would be put away by Steven Duggar. Move things on to the bottom half of the third, and Raimel Tapia is going to hit a ball into left center field. That gets down into the gap. Another extra base hit for the Rockies, so Tapia leads off the bottom half of the third with that. Next batter up is Charlie Blackmon. Hits a ball up the middle. Duggar fields. He's going to whip this one home. They do not test the arm of Duggar, so it's runners on the corners. Nobody out. Nolan Arenado going to hit a ball off the top of the right center field wall. Just barely misses a home run. And it's going to score both runs, 2 RBI double for Arenado, and it's a 3-0 Rockies lead. Move things on to the top of the sixth, where Robbie Grossman going to hit a ball into right center. That's going to hit up off against the wall. Easy double for Robbie Grossman to lead off the inning. Next batter up is Buster Posey. He's also going into right center, but this one's going to bloop in front of everybody. They do not test the arm of the right fielder, so it's runners on the corners for Ryan Schimpf, who is going to hit a ball past the first baseman Murphy, scores a run, and the Giants are on the board. Score is now 3-1. Bottom of the seventh now, Trevor Gott comes out of the pen for the Giants. First batter of the inning is Garrett Hampson. He's going to draw himself a walk, so now it's one out. Runner on first, ball gets over the head of Schimpf at third base. So it's 2 very speedy runners on the base at first and second with one out. Charlie Blackmon then hits a ball to deep center field. Duggar gives it a chase, but he cannot get to a correction. That is actually Leury Garcia, who came in to pinch hit and then took over in center. But the run does come in. It's now a 4-1 ball game. Runners on the corners, one out. And it would finally be an inning-ending double play, 4-6-3, so it's still a 4-1 game. Move things on to the top of the eighth, where O comes on for the Rockies. Robbie Grossman at the plate, already 2 for 3 on the day. And he leads off the inning with another base knock, so he is now 3 for 4 on the day. So Robbie Grossman on first base. Next batter up, Buster Posey. Gonna hit a ball into the outfield, another base knock, so back-to-back singles for the Giants. First and second, nobody out still. Ryan Schimpf at the plate is gonna hit a ball a long way. The man returns, and he absolutely tattoos a ball into the forest in center field for his first home run of the season. A 3-run shot, and all of a sudden we are tied in this game, 103 miles an hour off the bat. Take a look at this one in the show track. Absolutely mammoth shot, 460 feet into the forest, dead center field. Rockies would then bring on Bryan Shaw, who gets out of the 8th and then stays on for the top of the 9th. 2 outs, Leury Garcia hits a ball up the middle. Trevor Story manages to knock it down on the dive, but it's going to be an infield single for Garcia. And then Robbie Grossman, the hit machine, down the right field line. Garcia's going first to third. We have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Brings up the always clutch Buster Posey, who hits a ball into right field, going to get over the head of the second baseman Rogers. That'll score a run, and the Giants have themselves a 5-4 lead. Mike Dunn then comes on with runners on the corners with 2 outs, and he would get Brian Schimpf to go down swinging. Move things on to the bottom half of the 9th, where Reyes Moranza will come on looking for the save for the Giants. He gets 2 easy outs, and then a ball over the plate more than he wanted it to be, and Trevor Story is going to make him pay. Absolutely pulverizes a pitch into the left field seats, and it's tied up at 5. We're going on to extra innings. Top of the 10th, Mike Dunn still on the hill. First pitch of the inning, Evan Longoria is going to smack this over the center field fence. A solo shot for Longoria, and the Giants back on top just like that, 6-5. So Greg Holland, the former Royals closer, comes on, trying to get the save. He would get 2 quick outs, and then Tony Walters comes on to pinch hit. First pitch he sees, he hits it a long way. No point in even looking at this one. The infield was shallow. That's how much power they thought Walters has, but he manages to hit one out of the ballpark, ties it up at 6. And now we move on to the bottom of the 11th. Holland still on the hill. 2 outs in the inning, just trying to move on to the next inning. And he would walk the first batter. After that, it brings up Tapia, who also draws a walk. So 2 fast runners on the base paths. Tyler Beede then comes on trying to get out of the inning, but Charlie Blackmon's going to hit a ball over the head of Garcia in center field, and that's going to be enough to score the game-winning run. An absolutely bonkers opening day game here at Coors Field. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but the Rockies do come out on top here on their home field in extra innings in the bottom of the 11th inning by a score of 7-6. It was a hit parade on both sides, but the Rockies do come out on top. They had 12 hits, Giants had 15, and Tony Walters gets player of the game honors for his game-tying pinch hit home run in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Giants travel back home now to take on the Baltimore Orioles. Battle of the black and orange teams here for the home opener in San Francisco. Tyler Anderson, acquired in free agency this offseason, the former Rocky, making his second start with the Giants, while the Orioles sent out a left-hander of their own in the rookie Ted Norton. Orioles lineup 1-8, not looking very strong. That's partly because Jonathan Villar is out for 6+ months with a torn ACL. Giants lineup with a new double play combo this game of Yamada and Barreto at second and short. So top half of the second, look how slow Tyler Anderson's windup is. He takes forever to throw the ball, but he does get a strikeout here on Diaz with the changeup. And then he would top off the inning with another strikeout on the changeup. This time it's Ryan Mountcastle. Move things on bottom half of the second inning. Tetsudo Yamada at the plate. The new Japanese player on this team hits a ball into right field, opposite way, base knock for Yamada. Then 2 batters later with 1 out, runner on first. Steven Duggar hits one into center field. Yamada does not stop at second. He is in third. First to third he goes, slides to avoid the tag. Next batter up is Luke Maile. He's going to go down swinging on the strikeout from Ted Norton. So runners on the corners. Tyler Anderson at the plate now. And he actually gets some good wood on this one. Maybe the pitcher can actually swing the shillelagh a little bit, but it's going to be caught at the wall for the third out. So top half of the fourth now. Richie Martin hits one into the hole. Barreto from the outfield grass. He's not Brandon Crawford, so Martin reaches on an infield single. He would then go and swipe second base, even though it was a perfect throw from Luke Maile. So runner in scoring position with nobody out. Williams would then ground into an out over at third base at Ryan Schimpf, and then with 1 out, Mark Trumbo also grounds out to Ryan Schimpf. So 2 down, runner on second now. Stewart then comes to the plate, hits the ball to the shallow outfield. Schimpf staying busy, reaches over his shoulder, makes the snag. Very nice play by Ryan Schimpf. Makes all 3 outs that inning. And then in the bottom half of the fourth, Franklin Barreto hits a ball past the third baseman Mountcastle. they would rule that an error. So Barreto on first base now with 1 out. Steven Duggar at the plate hits a ball into right field. Barreto is not stopping at second. He's going first to third. So runners on the corners, 1 out for Luke Maile yet again. This time he hits a ball over to third, and Ryan Mountcastle cannot come up with it cleanly, so the run comes in on the error. 1-0 Giants is the lead, and now we're back to Tyler Anderson on the hill. Mountcastle there with a base knock after the inning he had where he made 2 errors, but then it would be out of the inning easily, as it is a double play started by the athletic throw from Tyler Anderson. Top of the 6th now, Steve Wilkerson, the second baseman, hits one down the right field line. That'll be a double for him. But then the next batter up would be the pitcher in Ted Norton, who lays down a sac bunt, moves the runner up to third base. Schimpf makes the play, so it's runner on third, 1 out. Richie Martin then comes up. They decide to intentionally walk him. Mason Williams already grounded out twice today, now in a position to ground into a double play, and he does just that. Barreto flips it over to Yamada. Bit of a hesitation, but Yamada still gets the throw over in time for the inning-ending double play. Top of the 7th now, Mark Trumbo. Very weird hop on that one. Manages to get into right field for a single. And then with 1 out, Diaz would ground over to Schimpf at third. He turns into an around-the-horn, inning-ending double play. Still 1-0. Top of the 9th, Anderson still on the hill. Richie Martin slow roller over to short. Franklin Barreto makes the play this time. Very nice play by him. And then with 2 outs, it would be Williams popping up into foul territory. Schimpf makes the snag. And it's a complete game shutout for Tyler Anderson here in the home opener as the Giants win this one 1-0 over the Baltimore Orioles. Like I said, complete game shutout for Tyler Anderson, so he undoubtedly gets player of the game honors. He only allowed 4 hits, struck out 5, no runs, obviously, only walked 1. Ted Norton had a solid game as well, the rookie left-hander for the Orioles, but it was just Tyler Anderson had an even better game as Ted Norton went 7 innings strong, only gave up 5 hits, struck out 2, only 1 earned run. Some bad news for the Giants as Robbie Grossman is headed to the IL. He has cartilage damage in his knee, so as a corresponding move, the Giants have called up an outfielder in Jacoby Jones from AAA Sacramento to take his place on the roster. We are back at Oracle Park as the Giants take on their longtime rival of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Johnny Cueto on the hill for the Giants, making his 3rd start of the year. He missed all of 2019, so good to see him back on the hill. Los Angeles Dodgers lineup looking strong 1-8 as always. Start things off top half of the 2nd inning. Jock Peterson draws himself a walk. Next batter up, Max Muncy also draws a walk. So 1st and 2nd, nobody out for Austin Barnes. He's going to hit a slow rolling ball over to second base. Barreto goes to second with it. They could not double up Barnes, so he reaches on the fielder's choice. Then a pitch to Urias, the pitcher, is going to get away from Posey. A run will come in to score. 1-0. Dodgers strike first. Top of the 3rd now, Chris Taylor at the plate, 0-2 count, ball gets away from Cueto with a 2-seamer, and Taylor gets hit by pitch. So he's on first now with 1 out, as Cody Bellinger hits a ball up the middle. Jacoby Jones showing off the arm, throws a ball on the line to third base, but Taylor gets in there nonetheless. So it's runners on the corners now with 2 outs. Jock Peterson hits a ball over the head of Leury Garcia in right field. That'll score both runs, and the Dodgers have themselves a 3-0 lead thanks to 2 RBI double from Jock Peterson. Josh James would come on the top of the 6th, work for a 2nd inning of work in the 7th, and he would give up a single to Adam Eaton. Next batter up, Chris Taylor also gets a single, this one into right field. They would not test the arm of Garcia, so it's runners on 1st and 2nd with nobody out. Justin Turner smacks a ball into the left center field gap. That is an easy 2-bagger, clears the bases. Justin Turner makes this game a 5-0 lead for the Dodgers. They were not done there, though. Tanner Scott enters the game, faces a bunch of lefties. So runner on 2nd, nobody out. Bellinger goes down swinging on the slider. Tanner Scott gets 1 out. Next batter up, Corey Seager grounds out to shortstop. That's 2 down. Then after that, it's Jock Peterson gets the slider down and away. He reaches out and pokes it for a single over the head of Schimpf at third base. That'll score a run. It's now 6-0 Dodgers, and you get the gist. Basically, Dodgers completely stomped the Giants here in this one, in this rivalry game. Final score ended up being 10-0, absolutely nothing going on for the San Francisco Giants in this one, and absolutely everything going on for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Johnny Cueto went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, struck out 6, but he did give up 3 runs and also walked 3 as well. That was a common theme throughout the pitching staff in today's game, as they just could not find the strike zone. Pitches were not going where they were meant to go, and as a result, the Dodgers scored 10 runs against their rivals. But with that being said, that is going to wrap things up here for this edition of the San Francisco Giants franchise. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I am saying, you can't have a good summertime playlist without some country music on it.